Today, Sae is officially getting another rework. I can call Rework 2.0 with a new move. Alright, so today we're diving into the new changes that are coming with the Sae and Shidou rework. Yeah, Shidou is also getting not like a rework, more like an awakening animation polishing. But the main focus in this video will be about our beloved Sae. As you probably know, these two characters were already given a pretty big rework recently, but now we're getting a 2.0 version, a fresh take on Sae's abilities and moves. You might be wondering why this second update is necessary, especially with a rework that happened like 2 days ago. Well, after the initial changes, a lot of players weren't happy with certain aspects of Sae's moveset. And if you've played with or against him, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Some moves just didn't have the impact we expected, and that led to the second rework coming today. One of the devs himself has said that the changes are part of their efforts to improve the gameplay balance. Now, I don't think this rework will change the core of who Sae is, but it's definitely going to refine his moves and abilities to make him even more of a threat on the field. First off, let's talk about Sae's metavision ability. A lot of players didn't feel like it was working well for Sae, and after looking into it, I can see why. The issue is that it became a bit too intrusive in gameplay. So, as part of this new rework, Sae's metavision will be removed entirely, and instead of that ability, he'll passively see cooldowns. I know, it sounds like a small change, but it's actually a big deal. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Implementing metavision in a game like this is tricky. We saw it with Nia Lisagi, and honestly, it's always a little distracting when it's on. Sometimes you can't even see the ball with a metavision on. With this new passive cooldown feature, Sae will still have an edge, but it won't clutter up the gameplay or interfere with your flow. It's a solid move on the dev's part, and honestly, I think it'll improve Sae's overall playstyle. There's something to be said for keeping things simple and effective rather than overcomplicating them. Now, another big change is that Sae will gain a new move in his V-slot, which is going to be called Creative Dash. This is a dash move, similar to Shidou's off-ball dash. I personally like this addition because it gives Sae more versatility, especially in those crucial moments when he needs to reposition or break away from defenders. While this isn't a steal move, it still offers great movement potential and helps him get into a better position for his shots or passes. This move is definitely going to open up more options for Sae players, especially if you're good at positioning yourself to make quick plays. It adds a layer of depth to his playstyle that was previously missing. Creative Dash adds another dimension to Sae's abilities, and I'm excited to see how it'll affect the overall game flow. But then there's the arm swipe, and honestly, I'm surprised it's not getting touched in this rework 2.0. I'm not sure what to make of it anymore. It used to be one of Sae's defining moves, but now... After Sae's rework, it feels like one of the most useless moves in his kit. Maybe even one of the most useless moves in the entire game. I've played a lot of matches with Sae, and trying to use arm swipe just doesn't feel rewarding. It's like you're not taking the ball from the opponent. You're practically swiping at nothing. I get that the devs wanted to balance Sae more, but they might have overdone it with this one. It's not just the power that's missing, but it's also the timing. The animation feels awkward, and in most situations it just doesn't get the job done. If it were up to me, I'd either overhaul this move completely or give it a serious buff because, as it stands, it's just not effective. It's a real shame since this move could have been something special. And then there's Shidou's Awakening, which I think has been improved, and honestly, this is one of the bester animations I've seen. But there's still some room for tweaking. Big Bang Drive is awesome, and I think the Awakening animation is great, but like I said, there's always room for improvement. It seems like the devs are trying to fix the little issues because they've said that they're going to polish it again, and they've acknowledged that there are some bugs with the ball's movement and the camera shake in the animation. Hopefully they'll clean that up in the upcoming patch, which is today. Another big thing that might be included in today's patch, the key words is might be included, are changes to Divine Destruction and how the Creative Dash and Divine Lift are ordered. First off, it looks like Divine Destruction will now only trigger if you're near the penalty area. This means it's no longer going to activate just anywhere on the pitch, but instead will be focused on key moments when you're in a more dangerous position. What's even better is that Divine Destruction will now give you back Perfect Pass whenever you're not near the penalty area. This could really change the way we play, especially when it comes to setting up opportunities or executing well-timed passes. Now, regarding the changes to Creative Dash and Divine Lift, it seems like there's going to be a small swap in the order of these two moves. Instead of starting with Creative Dash and then moving into Heel Flick, you'll now do Heel Flick first, followed by the Creative Dash. This could make a huge difference, especially when you're looking for a quick change of direction or trying to confuse the defender with a fast and fluid sequence. The transition from Heel Flick into Dash seems like a smoother, more intuitive combo, and it'll definitely make gameplay feel more dynamic. I'm excited to see how this impacts the flow of the game, especially since both moves are key components of creating space and getting past defenders. So, moving to the bug fixes. We've all seen the issues with the awakening animations not displaying properly, and it's honestly frustrating. The devs mentioned that they're working on these bugs, and I'm hopeful that after this next patch we won't have to deal with these issues anymore. It's honestly becoming a bit of a norm in the game, but I'm confident that the devs are aware of these problems and will work to fix them soon. Fingers crossed, because the game would be so much better without these visual glitches. Oh, and before we move into the final thoughts, I almost completely forgot to mention something really important about Charles. If you've been keeping an eye on the updates, you'll know that Miro, right before the Sae Shidou rework was released, dropped a huge hint about Charles. He confirmed that Charles will indeed be a world-class style, which is huge news. Not only that, but we've also learned that Charles will be released next week. That's right, next week, and honestly, I am beyond excited about this. I've already started preparing for his release, saving up lucky spins, and I'm really hoping I can pull him once he drops. I'm sure I'm not the only one eagerly waiting for his arrival, and it's going to be one of the most anticipated drops in a while. The hype around Charles is real, and I can already tell that he's going to bring something new and exciting to the game. I'm expecting some fresh mechanics and a playstyle that will keep everyone on their toes. Let me know what you think about the upcoming updates and everything we've learned about Charles. Do you think he'll live up to the hype? I personally can't wait to get my hands on him and see how he fits into the game. There's so much potential with his abilities, and I'm really curious to see how he plays alongside Sae and Shidou. Because right now, the best passer style is the Sae, no doubt, even though he has only one passing move, but still, I want to think that Charles will have more passes and overall will be a support style. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. So, to sum it up, I'm pretty happy with the changes coming to Sae and Shidou. These adjustments show that the devs are really trying to make the game as balanced as possible. It's clear that they're listening to feedback and doing their best to improve the game. The changes to Sae's moveset, especially the removal of metavision and the addition of Creative Dash, make him feel more fluid and less restrictive. The arm swipe nerf is a tough pill to swallow, but it's part of the ongoing balance changes that happen in a live game. I'm also really excited to see what they do with Shidou's awakening. I'm hoping they polish it up as the current version has a few kinks that need ironing out. Overall, I think these changes are a positive step in the right direction. It's always great to see the devs making adjustments and listening to the community. Let me know what you think about the changes to Sae and Shidou. Are you happy with the direction they're going in? Do you think Sae's arm swipe needs another rework, or should they leave it as is? I'd love to hear your thoughts. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you want to stay up to date with all the latest Blue Lock Rivals and Soccer Zero news. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.